Previously on X-Men.
Welcome to the pilot of Geeks Inherited The Earth on Outlander Media Network. I am your host, JC Ratliff, with my other two hosts. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey guys, this is Cranky Kong CK. What's going on?
Michael
really went
at your
with
service. Michael Dougherty over here at your service, willing to share and have some fun. Check out some toy customs on Icon Studios on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll hit that in a sec. Here's the show. For those of you who've never heard it, because you haven't, this is a nerd culture and geek culture show for adults by adults, because what the world needs is another group of middle-aged white men with opinions about comic books. So that's what it is. This isn't an angry nerd show. It's not safe for your fucking kids. And if you're easily offended, great, you're in the right place. Outside of that, here's the rub. The show is going to hit what's happening in the future, what's happening now, and why these names from the past keep coming up. Like, what the fuck is a Jonathan Hickman, and why should you care? Or who really wrote those storylines that you think you're quoting so good on the movie that you doesn't think hit the storylines. But if you go back and read the storyline, you realize, holy fuck, if they made that into a movie page for page, it would be awful. If you're into that type of shit, we're your guys. We are lifelong nerds. Like, I've been collecting comic books since I was sneaking them out of gas stations when I was 12, and because my parents quit buying them for me when they saw the X-Men's boobs.
Well, in the 90s, to be fair, people fought in bikinis a lot. So that's something that come up.
I can't believe that they missed the opportunity to do some kind of a L'Oreal shampoo thing for Jean Grey's hair, because you know that was somebody for like 8 hours a day just going, okay, I gotta keep the perm up to her boobs.
Can I get the Psylocke color?
So Michael just dropped his toy thing. So name your nerdisms. Why are you here?
You know, I'll go all the way back to the early 80s, late 70s. Saw Star Wars originally in the theater. I've read Watchmen when it was coming out new, Dark Knight Returns. Throughout the 90s, I've hung out in comic shops. I got picked on for loving the things that people love now. And it's cool to watch it unfold and grow before my very eyes. And I'm just doing those things day to day still, buying toys, living the life.
That's the cool thing about this shit, hence the name of the show. Like, you used to have to go hide it.
Right.
Like if you read comic books by putting them in like a porno mag or something when you snuck them into high school. You're like, yeah, did you guys see the this month's centerfold? Dude, Jim Lee's art is fucking amazing. Check out page 5.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have told me that the biggest selling movie of all time would have been about Thanos,
Ridiculous.
when I was a kid,
Ridiculous.
I would have bought your weed immediately and been like, man, you're into it.
I love your ambition, but you're wrong forever, and nothing like that's ever going to happen. And now I'm eating my words. I grew up mostly in the 90s. I was born in 85, so I got to experience some 80s toys. But I was the guy that got the toys handed down from the cool uncles. So, like, I was into Mask and G.I. Joe before I even understood what Mask and G.I. Joe was. And then, of course, the comics were next. And then that led me down that road because of G.I. Joe comics and the TMNT comics. And then from that point on, I just kept collecting. I would go to Clinton Cards, Comics, and Collectibles.
Oh, man, hell yeah.
Hugest backstock ever. Like, it's insane. And I'd go down there and, I mean, I don't even remember his name. Mike, I think his name's Mike, but anyway, that's where I started getting comics. I mean, and it was the 90s, and everybody had no feet, and a lot of patches, and
All the
a lot of
pouches.
pouches.
Yeah, the Rob Liefeld feet that aren't really feet. They're just a broken finger attached to an ankle that he didn't draw the ankle for.
Yeah, exactly. And guys with muscles that I would never, ever, ever be able to achieve.
And 75 ab bulges in random places.
Yeah.
Read it like Braille across their chest for not anatomically correct.
Created an entire generation of people with body issues.
All right, so while we've been trying to get this show started, Comic-Con and D23 have just happened. It is a fucked up time to be Disney. This is a real fucked up time to be Disney. They just conquered the fucking world with Infinity War and Endgame. Then they get $1 billion Spider-Man movie for Sony to go, Like D23 this year, the pressure's on. It's like, okay, how can we get you guys excited when the one property that you asked us for from day one, we just lost.
But I liked how Kevin Feige and Tom Holland handled it at D23. I thought that was classy.
I agree.
It's kind of hard to be mad at them because they brought the thunder at Comic-Con. Holy shit. That was announcement after announcement after announcement. Black Widow finally getting her own fucking movie.
Finally.
Thank God, before she dies of old age waiting, because she's been petitioning for this since the first Avengers movie. And of course, there's already people complaining about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why does she get her own movie when we need... No, shut the fuck up. She's earned this. She's awesome. Did you...
She deserved her own movie before Captain Marvel, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
She deserved her own movie
she
way
should have
before
been the
then.
first female lead movie, without a doubt.
Period.
I mean, it's not that Captain Marvel was bad, but it could have been an episode on Netflix.
Exactly.
It could
it's good.
That should have went
okay.
straight
It's
to
Star
Netflix.
Trek. It's a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, basically.
A good one. A really good Star Trek episode. But
See, they get the hype for Black Widow, and then they announce the movie no one wants.
yeah.
Eternals.
That's the hard sell for me, man. I don't get that one. Why it's in there?
I
bizarre
have a
choice.
storage lot full of back issues, and I don't know a single fucking member of the
Yeah,
Eternals.
no shit. I don't.
I do, but that's because I collect those old Kirby books.
Nice, nice.
So I have issue 1 of Eternals.
No, this is Eternals is the Mean Girls fetch of the industry. They need to stop making it try to happen.
But I don't know them well enough because I have that issue, yeah. But I never, except for Neil Gaiman's run on Eternals, have really read any other Eternals.
All I know is that Black Knight's in it, so I'm in.
That was the turning point for me. That made me sort of realize that they might be putting it into the larger Marvel universe as a whole with, carrying on certain themes. I thought it was just going to be maybe a one-off, but maybe there's going to be some story factors in this that play out too. So
I liked the IGN comments from people that don't know who Black Knight is complaining that he was white.
I did not read that. That's
Yeah. When you ever want to
love you,
see the
Internet.
end of humanity, all you really have to do is go to Reddit or IGN and scroll and read the comments.
It's wonderful.
By the way, I want to point out the fact that people will comment on comic books more than any other thing that I've seen that don't read comic books. Why do so many people comment about comics that don't read them?
Yeah, they've got their opinion out. They don't even know what it is.
This character sucks. That character sucks. You don't fucking know. You don't read it.
The complaining for Woody Harrelson being Carnage was the funniest shit for me last year. You're like, he doesn't look anything like Carnage. I'm like, hold my beer. No, we need a funny Carnage. A funny Carnage? What the fuck were you watching?
You didn't read those books because my Carnage was a nightmare. He was terrifying. He was a psycho killer.
Literally, just gorehound.
He just wanted to murder and spread your blood
And
everywhere.
just happens to bear a striking resemblance to Woody Harrelson, who, if you take his weed away for about a week, becomes a frightening nightmare. So let's it's Dreamcast. Like, when they said Tom Hardy's Bane, people that don't Bane shit. Bane too. He got shit for Bane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he's a really big dude. He's gonna talk through a mask. Okay, I'm in. I don't care. And then he gets shit for Venom. I'm like, Tom Hardy was a crackhead.
Yeah.
For 10 years. You tell me this guy hasn't sat around talking to himself before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they pre-scripted the Venom voice, and it just wasn't him talking out the side of his mouth into a lapel mic that was hidden. Like, my precious, we need the brains.
He's a good voice actor, too. That's the thing, is that he's very well known for doing some pretty extreme voices.
Bronson. It was the tits in Bronson. But nobody complains about the Eternals casting because we don't know who the fuck any of you are.
Right.
They could have just made up characters. And I would have sat there and read IGN comments going, that's not my Hooper Doo the Third. No.
That's not my Circe. I'm like, okay, this Circe is from the Avengers from the 90s. And I do remember Circe.
I shit you not, I have made up Eternals characters and casting and asked people what they thought of it, and people had opinions. Like, I did this in a bar last fucking week. I was like, so, I gotta ask you, man, what do you think about Eva Longoria getting cast as Polaris? And the dude looked at me, he was like, well, I don't think the ethnicity fits, but according to the original storylines, it could be a real good fit. I'm spitting vodka against a wall, faking a seizure. I'm like... You get all of this cool shit now.
Yeah.
Your
Shut
whole
up.
childhood is on a screen with massive budgets, and most importantly, Avatar's not the #1 movie in the world anymore, so we don't have to be embarrassed to be moviegoers. But I could complain about this all day. Next up, They announced out Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is awesome.
Really excited about that one myself. Carrying on storylines over from the movies. I'm going to see where that goes.
And they're making Baron Zemo from Civil War actually Baron Zemo.
Oh yeah, full
That's
on.
awesome.
Purple mask, the whole get up. He looks like Pimp Daddy Destro.
Interrupting the convention like that was really cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
Like I was iffy about it when they said he was coming back, and then I was like, okay.
It even looks like he has a little leopard print from the design from the Civil War concept art in the costume too.
Nice.
I like the explanations they've put out now for why Falcon got the shield, though.
Yeah. What's that about?
He's more morally sound to Cap, because they're both military. They
Yeah.
both started out together. They found Bucky, and the mentally disturbed, psychotic Bucky that we have in the MCU they just didn't think he would have any place holding the shield. It didn't seem logically like if they handed him the shield, but none of the people knew when they were filming it. But Chris Evans, Anthony Mackie, and Sebastian Shaw, they were the only three people that knew who was getting the fucking shield. So they were all just sitting there, who? And like, no, this is Marvel. Put up big black blinders everywhere. Read your NDA and go home and smoke crack. Go.
and but that was the conclusion I came to too. I think after I watched it, I was like, well, no, Bucky's still the Winter Soldier.
He's still too unstable. He could still go back to old programming.
Well,
snap.
that's what's going to keep this from being like a buddy cop thing, though, because you're going to have the mentally disturbed dude, who's basically everybody's granddad with a giant metal arm, because we can't afford cable. And then you've got Falcon. And I would watch Anthony Mackie read the phone book if they made a Netflix special out of it, and he got to do it in that voice.
Oh my God, it's almost Lethal Weapon.
But with Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is Lethal Weapon. Oh my God, it is a buddy. Fuck me. We should just call it Lethal Weapon 4 and be done with it.
That's the best Lethal Weapon 4 ever.
Oh my God.
Lethal Weapon 4, The Winter Soldier. I was like, what?
Don't say it too loud or Mel Gibson will start investing.
Here's the funny thing too, though.
The passion of the Falcon.
The fact of the story is going to be that now we have U.S. Agent confirmed from D23.
Yep.
So now the story will basically be that the Falcon doesn't deserve the shield. And the government's version of Captain America now is the U.S. U.S. soldier.
Yep.
U.S. agent.
Well, that gives a good reason for Taskmaster to be in the Black Widow movie, too, though.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
this seems like Taskmaster should be the natural for that series.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, if we're not going to involve anything with Captain America's shield, let Scarlett Johansson whip his ass for a while, because that's going to be dope.
Well, this all shows as well just the years and years of stories that they have in mind for these movies. I mean, going back to get U.S. Agents, Taskmaster, all these guys, they've got blueprints for movies for decades to work off of. It's really incredible.
And another one that nobody knows the blueprints for, but everyone was excited about for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We're getting a real Mandarin. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That is all that matters. All of that internet hate going, Ben Kingsley's not my Mandarin.
Well, that didn't
You didn't affect anything. No. They knew they were doing another Mandarin. They said then, like, this isn't the Mandarin.
Also, fuck you, I love Trevor. I'm just saying.
What was the last
He's
name?
awesome.
Trevor,
It was hilarious.
Trevor Flatler or whatever.
Yeah. And not to mention, here's what I'm excited about, okay, with Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Yeah, I know, or Legend of the Ten Rings. I know the Mandarin's going to be there. That's fantastic. I love martial arts movies.
Nice.
And this is Marvel's go at a Hong Kong-style martial arts movie. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but Shang-Chi, the only reason he exists is because they couldn't get the rights to make Kung Fu the comic.
Really?
So Fu Manchu was created, who was the father of
Holy
Shang-Chi,
shit.
the master of Kung Fu.
That is
So we're getting a fucking Bruce Lee movie.
with
fantastic-
Marvel budget.
Bruce Lee movie meets Big Trouble in Little China is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
They should have just said that at Comic-Con. Like, okay. I did think it was weird that people complained about the casting again here.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck? One guy, I read a comment on No Shit, was like, where's Jackie Chan in this movie? I'm like, how fucking old do you think?
He may be in the movie, but he will not be Shang-Chi.
I would be surprised if he's not.
There's a very good chance because, I mean, the cast they're going to have for that's going to be crazy. You're going to see some big actors. I mean, look what's happening with MK right now. Like, the people that are getting casted.
With the Mortal Kombat flick?
Yeah. That's been coming out, like, the last 3 days.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of attention on that movie for sure.
Yeah.
Who they casted?
The guy from 47 Ronin, the main Ronin, is Scorpion.
But okay, wait a minute. Isn't this still being done by the dude that did like Paranormal Activity and
No,
shit?
No.
I thought James Wan was doing this.
No, he's involved.
Oh, okay.
But it's not his movie.
Good, because after he did Aquaman, I never want to see anything that he does again.
No. This is full rated R now. Full rated R, hard R, with fatalities. So
Like horror movie fatalities.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
they're
horror
going
movies
in
got-
all
they're
in
going
on
in
it.
all in,
Producer Bingy here is pulling up the list.
Yeah, here we go. Joe Taslim from The Raid is playing Sub-Zero, and if you've seen The Raid Redemption, my God. Yeah, Ludi Lin. What was he in that I saw recently? I want to say he was in Angry Rich Raisins. He was in Power Rangers. That's right, he was the Black Power Ranger. He's great. He's playing Liu Kang.
The producer's throwing Hail Marys to CK right now.
I was like, yeah, sorry, my bad. Makad Brooks, as you know, Jimmy Olsen from TV's Supergirl, is playing Jackson Jax Briggs.
I love the fact that like nerd TV is my main shit from where I can't afford issues, but I've got on demand. And you just tapped an actor from the one CW show I can't even watch.
Well, not anymore. But I liked it. It looks like CC Stringer is playing Melina, and that's one I saw people already complaining about too. And I'm like, they cast an African American girl, and I'm like, Melina's a monster. So who gives a fuck? She's Tartarkin, okay?
She's from Outworld, not Earth.
Wow, Tadanobu Asano is playing Raiden. He was in Red Cliff, and Thor. Yeah, he was Hogan.
I don't know who a fucking one of these people is.
Jessica McNamee, Sonya Blade. I actually don't know who that.
I don't know who that is, but that looks like
She
a
looks like
fucking
Sonya
perfect
Blade.
Sonya
Yeah.
Blade. So
That looks amazing.
Holy double chin, Batman.
Well, she's got to look strong, man.
Yeah, it's
Josh Lawson
effective,
is
though.
Kano.
It's effective.
Don't know who that is either, but that's pretty cool. And it's too bad it's not the guy.
Shatterstar.
Oh yeah, Shatterstar.
The best marketing prank ever.
What if
Oh
you
my
make
God,
him
that's
Johnny
awesome.
Cage and you go with the old style look for Johnny Cage where he looked half Chinese? Since it's it's uncasted. Why don't they do that with Josh Tan or Louis Tan?
Just get him to call fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, he's not doing anything. It'll be old Johnny Cage.
Fun fact: Louis Tan that was Shatterstar that's playing what I just said, maybe Johnny Cage, but probably not. That was Shatterstar. He also was in another superhero movie. Do you know what it was?
I don't know who any of these fucking people are.
He was actually in. Let's see. First of all, he had a small role in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but
Oh, that doesn't count.
no, he was the coolest part of Iron Fist in the first season because he was the drunken master he had to fight.
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Let's see.
I'm
Chin Han
going
versus
back
Shang
to the
Tsung.
D23 list here. We've
Yeah.
left the stage.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been cast this week for Mortal Kombat. Sorry about that. WandaVision.
WandaVision. This is the one that I was really cold on. I literally just really didn't care all that much, to be honest with you. But hearing that it's going to be a sitcom, it's going to be a lot of mystery involving around the show. I'm very curious to what this is exactly going to be.
Well, there's a Vision comic where he has like his little Vision family and
Tom
everything,
King.
and
It
literally
was groundbreaking. It was an amazing series. If they tap into that series for this show, it's going to be amazing.
They said they are.
well, the rumor flying around right now, and no, I didn't get this from We Got This Covered, is that it might be existing in Scarlet Witch's head. Like, it might be her grief management.
No, I
if
don't
that
buy
is the
it.
case, I will hate it.
No.
I want a fucking Vision sitcom.
No, she is
I want
creating
a laugh track and the whole fucking...
She's creating a pocket universe because of her deep depression of not being able to be with the Vision. So she has to go make her own universe to be with him. So she's figured out her powers and
Yeah, that'd
brought
be really
Vision
nice.
back to life.
She's been in how many movies now? What's her power set?
Chaos?
Pew, pew.
To be fair, we still don't know what chaos magic really even means in the Marvel or the Marvel Comics universe. It's kind of vague. Even Doctor Strange is like, it's chaos magic. It's real bad. I don't know.
Oh god, who was the last writer on Doctor Strange that brought that up when it involved Nightmare? They're like, it's chaos magic. What does that entail? And he shrugged his shoulders and went, oh no.
You know, and with her being a big part of the what was it? The Madness of Multiverse of Madness. The Doctor Strange movie, sorry.
Yeah.
She's going to be a big part of that. So if
And
she's
this-
manipulating
and WandaVision
dimensions in her
leads
show, it
into
could...
that.
Yeah.
She's breaking it. She probably breaks the multiverse.
Yeah.
She'll probably be the enemy. for the first at least half of Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's an
Multiverse of
interesting
Madness.
idea.
Yeah, I think she'll go full nuclear.
We've got to have her blow up something, because for those of you who don't read the issue, Scarlet Witch has this great ability just to blow the fucking world up.
Yeah.
It's like every now and then the writer will put themselves into a hole. We need a big event. What are we going to do? Pull out Scarlet Witch. We'll just redefine her powers again, and we won't put that stupid head guard on her, and boom, you get an explosion.
Well, it's my understanding her technical ability is to alter probability fields. So she can make anything a 100% chance of happening.
According to the MCU, she's been a telepath, a dream talker,
Telekinetic.
flight, telekinetic, telepathetic, if you look at the way she cries over Vision.
Dead again.
My robot boyfriend died. How am I going to get somebody that can grow an adjustable penis for me again? I mean,
Oh, hey, by the way, on that note, how about Marvel Comics early 80s having a woman in a relationship with an android being married? That was pretty groundbreaking in, say,
Pretty
1984 or whatever it was.
that's as
Pretty
close as
progressive.
they could do to be like, okay, we want to do an interracial couple, but we can't. It's the same way with Donkey Kong in the 80s. They're like, "This is the closest we can put to being a black man in a video game in Japan. We're gonna just make him Donkey Kong."
And that's like legit happened.
Yeah, that legit.
That
happened.
was true.
Yeah.
They did that for that reason. They said that when they made it, and that's like, are you serious? You know better.
So they've got the Doctor
Idiot.
Strange announcement leading out of WandaVision. So you think she's gonna be the bad guy?
For the first bit, she's going to be losing her shit. And Nightmare will be
Yeah, because
just loving it.
they've confirmed Nightmare.
Yeah, he's just going to love
So
it.
they're just going to keep putting the real villain of this off until the third one and hope he doesn't die.
Right. Mordo.
Mordo, yeah, Baron Mordo. If something happens to that actor, like a car wreck or like a tragic fire or something, and we don't get Doctor Strange 3 with him as much as they are teasing him and setting him up,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to be when I riot. Like, we lost Tom Holland as Spider-Man. In my opinion, I've liked one Spider-Man movie, and it was Far From Home. I don't really care.
You didn't
That's
like
fine.
Homecoming as much, did you?
No, because it was too much of it was Spider-Man in the suburbs for me, and it's too much of the old joke of what's Spider-Man's biggest enemy, the suburbs.
Yeah.
Like,
We
we're just
really-
gonna web sling.
When I think of Spider-Man, I do think of him stomping around New York a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't bad. I enjoyed Homecoming, but Far From Home is the tits.
Because of Mysterio.
But yeah, but they if we lose that guy, okay, Tom Holland, nobody thought, even Kevin Feige said, we're on a time frame with
Yeah,
Spider-Man. We
3
don't know how
movies.
long we're gonna fucking
5.
keep him. He got 5 in. He holds the record. That makes him the GOAT of Spider-Man. He got it. And he's
Killed that meme.
Why is Tom Holland the first character that has ever played Spider-Man that has given him a slight New York accent?
Isn't that
And
weird?
he's fucking British, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire lived in New York when they cast him as it, and suddenly he starts talking like he's from fucking Iowa.
He doesn't. He not only has a New York accent, he has a very good Queens accent.
Yep. It's very
Nothing for nothing, Marissa Tomei was spot perfect casting.
Oh yeah.
Like-
If you want to go weird and go young,
No, if you want,
you know what? Just put Marissa Tomei in anything.
You
It's
want
cool.
New Yorker, milfy aunts, Marissa Tomei. She's waiting for your calls right now.
She's such a babe.
Oh God,
Loki. Loki.
We're getting into porn casting for this.
Well, the biggest setup of all time in a film in Endgame was when Loki was past the Tesseract and disappeared.
See ya.
I was like, see you in the sequel! And like, we all knew that was going to lead to the Loki show, and sure enough, that's what it is.
Oh, God,
bouncing
yeah.
around the multiverse or whatever he's doing.
What's funny to me
messing up
is
time and
that
space.
he's known about this for 2 years, right?
Tom
Hiddlesworth.
Hiddleston.
Whatever. I don't know.
Hiddlesworth.
Tom British. I don't get your name right if you're British. It's not Jones. It ain't American. But look at him. Okay, he sat on this for 2 years, and after it got announced, he said for inspiration to not leak it, he would just watch Mark Hamill interviews where he had to talk about the Noah and the Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
And like, he would just compare that to how bad Marvel NDAs would be for him now.
Oh.
So he just had to tell people when he was getting offered roles, I have a passion project in development for a new stream, because he couldn't see Disney Plus or anything.
No.
He knew about Disney Plus, he knew about Loki, he knew about all of this shit. He
Yeah.
knew the fucking shows were coming off of Netflix. He had to sit on a multi-billion-dollar secret. And when somebody wants to see if he wants to work during that time frame, it's, I'm working on my passion project for a new streaming service. He had to sound like the biggest dickhead.
That sucks.
Either that or people just immediately assume that's got to be some Marvel shit. We need to stop talking to him or they're going to come for our thumbs too.
Yeah.
If he's bouncing around the multiverse, I wonder if that might cross over even with WandaVision or the Doctor Strange movie.
Well, we are
They
getting
could.
old evil Loki, so who knows? We're not getting redeemed good guy.
I think he'll still be redeemed.
We're getting dickhead Loki. That's what I want. Give me a miniseries.
I don't see them making a series about a pure villain, even now.
He'll have a charm.
He will have he will be not possessed by the stone anymore.
Oh, come on. We're getting a Joker movie. We can do a full villain movie.
I just
and
don't
the
see...
Joker movie looks dope.
Yeah, but Marvel says we sell superheroes. That is their go-to. And I mean, we don't have one yet. But there could be a Doom movie. We don't know.
Them saying that we sell superheroes is them where it's saying DC has way better villains than us. Let's be real.
Well, we do have Loki. Then What If is the next series coming out. That's the animated one, right?
The animated one where they're supposedly doing one for every MCU movie?
I didn't hear that.
Well, it's one
Something every MCU setting.
every MCU setting. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's doing something like that.
We do know the first one, if I'm not mistaken, is Peggy Carter as Captain America.
Peggy Carter's Captain America's confirmed.
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain, yeah, the
Yeah.
new concept
Britain.
art showed that. Well,
Yeah.
that's a really cool spin on it, too. It makes it just a little more unique.
Haley Atwell's just been sitting beside that goddamn phone for a while now.
Come on. Just use my voice. It's cool.
I'm aging out for the sex symbol. That's cool. I'll use my voice.
Well, speaking of that, too, mentioning the Black Knight casting that we were talking about earlier, if she's going to be Captain Britain and Black Knight is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now in Eternals, that only means a Captain Britain movie will be made.
I think you drank the bong water.
Starring Black Knight.
No.
I guarantee you a Captain Britain movie is made next.
They've probably got planned up to like phase 8. They probably have planned to bring Miss Marvel out of the Disney Plus universe into the movies by the time she's in college. I mean,
This is the only prediction I'll make today. Phase 5 will include a Captain Britain movie with Black Knight.
Phase 5 will include my Black Knight, and his ass's name is Blade.
Oh, yes!
Oh, that's wonderful.
And if you don't tell me that Whistler is going to be Wesley Snipes, I submit fucking
I
you
know.
into evidence, Your Honor.
That's amazing. idea.
pretty sure.
Come on, that's got to be.
I mean, he was so cool about it too. Like, did you see his tweet?
You don't get that cool about it unless you're
Yeah.
getting a piece of the action.
Yeah.
All right, because when they announced they were going to do it, his ass is back in the gym,
Yeah.
or probably a free membership because he's broke.
Got those
he's-
Mexican supplements going, baby.
Yeah, he's got his friend at Planet Fitness using his +1 pass.
Come on, man, we gotta get in. No, that dude is lifting.
It's really
Tell you
cool
what,
to see. It's really cool to see Blade come back around too, because that's really the movie that set off the modern superhero era for movies. A lot of people think Spider-Man and X-Men, but it was really Blade.
It was
right out of the
Blade,
gates,
and
that
it was
did
with
that.
an African American lead,
Yeah.
which was fucking unfucking heard of. Okay, we're gonna put a black guy in a lead about a show. Nobody knows who Blade is when Blade came out.
No,
like
no,
we knew.
I did.
Yeah, we knew. But, the normal people, before we owned all forms of media, now they have to bow at the geek altar. Before that shit happened, they knew who Blade was. So there's people in the dorm room smoking weed, and they see a trailer of a black dude with a ninja sword fighting vampires to techno.
We're going to the movies, man.
We're going to the movies, man. I cannot count how many shitty techno mix comps my friends had by the
God.
time Blade 3 was a thing. Like, what's that? It's my workout music.
That's so true. That's very true. And I read Blade comics. So,
I
mean,
did too. The Knights of Vengeance stuff was
Knights of
fucking
Vengeance was
Before
amazing.
I grew up with my dad's Tomb of Dracula comics.
Oh, that's
So I read when
Oh.
Blade had green goggles on his face and wore a green outfit and a brown outfit and had a British accent.
He
So-
just elder nerded us.
Yeah, that was back in that very specific Marvel horror little genre they were running there for a while.
That's my thing. Man Thing, Werewolf by Night, Tomb of Dracula, Living Mummy, Frankenstein's Monster, all that. Yeah, that's my shit. They're doing Hawkeye, guys.
Yeah, if they base this Hawkeye show off that Matt Fraction run, it's going to be awesome. And it sounds like what they're
Well,
doing.
that's the
too.
logo for it.
Yeah.
So
What's supposed to be the tease in Endgame of showing his daughter with the bow,
yeah, but that's not her.
but it's not her.
It
it's they're casting the female Hawkeye in it.
It is.
and it is him handing down the mantle from where he is basically taking his Danny Glover moment of I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, it's Kate Bishop. I mean,
It's
and
Kate
it's
Bishop,
leading him
yeah.
into what I've said is going to happen with Hawkeye. He will train the Young Avengers. Period. He'll be the leader of and the trainer.
Yeah,
for
you
the
better
Young
you
Avengers.
better wait about 3 or 4 years on that prediction there, Scooter, because we lost Tom Holland.
I know. No, I'm not sure. Damn.
By the time they get Tom Holland back, that won't be the Young Avengers. That'll be Peter Parker in his 30s running the Parker Foundation.
I'm still going through PTSD from that shit, dude. I keep forgetting it.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that's the
my
one,
God.
man. That's the one I'm looking for.
Taika's back.
This is the one when you guys were screaming after I posted it.
Yep.
Oh my fucking God!
Yeah, the fact that they're bringing in Lady Thor, Natalie Portman, that's just groundbreaking.
If they
it's
don't
perfect timing.
do the fucking Jane Foster... Okay, for those of you who don't know why Lady Thor's a thing, Jane Foster... Thor becomes unworthy in the books. Jane Foster is found worthy because she's battling terminal cancer. Every time she picks the hammer up, she's like, it's not Lady Thor, it's the internet's nicknamed it. She is
It's Thor.
Mighty Thor.
Yes, it's not.
The
There's
Mighty
no.
Thor.
Yeah, she is the Mighty
Miss
Thor.
Thor, you know?
Yeah, it's Mighty Thor.
Yep.
And every time she puts the hammer down, she goes back into a cancer patient, and her cancer has now evolved from where her body has been drained from being Mighty Thor. That is one of the coolest concepts ever. It made Thor have to go back to become worthy again.
I mean, I teared up several times reading that comic story arc. It's very, very emotionally powerful. It's so well written.
And I read it during my mom's cancer,
Oh my
and
God.
so like
Wow.
it really was a big thing for me. I mean, that was like it started during that whole process, the chemotherapy and all that.
And the writer, was it Jason Aaron?
Yeah. Jason Aaron.
Had came back and said that he got the idea from his friends that had cancer and his family that had cancer,
Yeah.
wanting a catharsis thing, that he could also do something cool with a female lead.
Well, it worked.
So he gave Jane Foster cancer. And then you see these incels go jump on the internet going, not my Thor. My Thor doesn't have a brassiere. He's got arms like a steer,
Bitch, Thor's standing right next to her, man. Like right now. That's what I was talking about on stage. They were on stage together. There was a picture. Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman playing Thor. Chris Hemsworth playing the mighty Thor. Natalie Portman. And they're standing next to each other, and these guys are like, well, now Thor's a girl? I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Did you not see them? What, you think Chris Hemsworth's just going to sit around the whole movie? No. He's going to be the unworthy Thor, probably. Imagine.
They have been planning this for years, too. Natalie Portman's another person that's been stuck in an NDA.
Oh, yeah.
And now when she finally got to go out, there's so many fucking Redditors eating their words.
Yeah.
Going, oh, Natalie Portman fucking hates the MC. My words super delicious.
She didn't even film the stuff for Endgame on set.
She's going to need to find a little bit more of a pulse, though. I'm a little concerned on that casting. I'm not seeing her as a
know
big
what you mean.
action hero character. You know what I mean?
what
She's
you
a little quiet, a little meek, a little timid, maybe from what I've seen in most of her roles. So to think of her really as a hammer swinging Thor, that's I don't want to say it's a stretch, but she's going to have to reach deep down. For
She's
this
a good
one.
actress, man. I can see her pulling it out.
All right, we've been too long on this. Let's speed run through some here.
Okay.
Miss Marvel's getting announced. I can't wait to see the internet's response.
It's Kamala Khan, man. It's gonna be great.
The alt-right is going to go fucking nuts.
It's going to go crazy.
It's gonna be great.
You want to take? I don't read much Miss Marvel. You want to take a stab at the description for this?
Well, basically, at the end of the day, I think Miss Marvel acts as a next generation's Peter Parker. She's a certain character that a lot of people connect to and relate to. She's youthful. She reaches people that might not normally be into comics because she's just not a white dude in her 30s. So I think there's a lot of eyes on her.
She's Arabic.
She's Arabic, right?
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. I mean, that's a huge thing about Kamala Khan that they touched on and they did right with diversity. They made a very, very good Arabic superhero and a teenager.
And she's very likable.
And
And
she's
the
very
weird thing,
likable.
the internet didn't
Very
catch too
likable.
much fire on that one. Like, she didn't
No.
really catch that much shit.
She
But when they
didn't.
do the series, Fox News is going to be fun to watch. Well,
gonna
this is
complain about it.
advocating teenage terrorism. I can
Right.
fucking smell
Her
it.
hands grow bigger than normal, man. What the fuck? Can you do that? Can a terrorist fucking make his hands bigger than normal?
If that's Miss
hope not.
Marvel, well, where's Mr. Marvel? That's not my Marvel. My
That's not my
Marvel's
Mr.
Mr. Marvel. It's coming.
Fucking Mr. Marvel.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Finally.
I've said it, and I've said it, and I've said it. It's happening. It's gonna happen.
I'm just pissed it's not a movie with Keanu.
Oh well.
Keanu would be the perfect Moon Knight.
You know what? I'm just glad I have a Moon Knight. Anything right now,
What
to be
pisses
honest.
me off is
that's in the MCU.
I know who I want him to be. I know who I want him to be.
Keanu?
I know.
It's like, because I don't.
No, we need a... Okay, Moon Knight is by nature schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'm totally with that, like 110% right
Okay,
now.
I would watch that.
Okay, here's what pisses me off. This is what I thought since they announced it. Today, we got this cover. It puts up a thing going, Shia LaBeouf rumored to be Moon Knight. And I read it, and it was literally a quote from a guy on Reddit. And then for once, we got this cover. It actually just said, a guy on Reddit said this.
They are just the worst.
If you guys don't know what we got this covered is, Good. We got this covered is what people that don't know shit about shit share on Facebook. We got this covered is supposed to be a news scoop group for geek and nerd culture. All right, this show is movies heavy on this because it's a pilot and it's easily accessible. But let me tell you, nerd and geek culture historically is it's a dicey topic that's way overly researched. So now when you're pulling in people that don't know shit about shit that doesn't have their research, it's really fucking easy to fool them.
Yeah.
So we got this covered, likes to go down Redditors, and then they say, ooh, this looks good, and then they put up an article that puts a total rumor and bullshit lie with no confirmation or word from a studio
And
at
very
all.
gaslighting.
And very gaslighting. And it's from unsighted sources. Yep. Unsighted sources means I don't have a source. And they're so fucking good at it. In this year alone, Forbes, The Independent, and The Guardian UK have all reposted. We got this covered articles that they found out later were total fucking bullshit.
Sucks.
And then had to print retractions on.
Sucks.
Love or hate Forbes in the last few years, their geek section's gotten spot the fuck on.
I've actually seen Collider pull stuff from We Got This Covered before, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Nothing. That was an intern's day. So if you see We Got This Covered shared in your news feed, go blow the fuck up that page. Like, no, this is bullshit. This is a lie. This is a lie.
Yeah. Save people from this. It's your duty.
Yeah, the Facebook page we're putting up for this show has a 100% no, we got this covered policy.
Yeah.
If you commented into there, I'm going to make fun of you on the internet. I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to read it on this goddamn show. But my buddy really knows about this stuff and he said we got this covered. Your buddy's stupid. You suck. No, we got this covered's not real. But
You're on blast.
But it's at least they're not as bad as comic book resources lately, where they spoil it in the fucking headline.
I can't.
But that's another thing. She-Hulk's up, and the incels are pissed.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no. I couldn't believe that.
I want that old school John Byrne fun She-Hulk. I don't want her to be angry and angsty. I just want her to be a big, giant, green lawyer.
Yep.
It's fun. It's ridiculous.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yep, absolutely.
I would
Little
watch
Deadpool
the shit out of it.
And it's Law and Order.
It's their Law and Order.
It's Law and Order with at night she kicks ass. She has to go on missions.
I just think it's funny that people sort of go in online like, now they're making our Hulk a woman. I'm like, wait a minute. You weren't pissed at Ang Lee. But you're pissed now.
But it says She-Hulk. Does that mean there's no more other Hulk? No one said that. No one even said it. No one brought it up. It's not called She-Hulk. Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean you can be pissed about it that you didn't know that there was a She-Hulk already. It's not like they were like, you know what, guys? I got an idea. Let's fuck with the rest of the world. Let's make a She-Hulk and not tell anybody about the Hulk. He's just gone now. Like, that shit would not happen.
I started trolling people online or on my friends list that actually complained about it, going, yeah, you're right. The Hulk shouldn't be gender normative. It's just to see what they do. They're like, no, but it's a he-Hulk. Still gender normative, fuckface. Try again.
When he's the Hulk, is he even a person?
The Hulk.
That's a long rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a whole episode.
I can't right now. No, Black Panther 2.
And Black Panther 2 got announced, shocker to no one, until they finally say Namor.
Right.
Period.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And, to me, I loved the Phase 4 announcements, but really what picked me up a lot was some of the stuff that came out of D23. And I love the announcements from the Phase 4, but it's the stuff that comes after that I'm really the most excited about. The Black Panther 2, they were just about to talk about, Guardians 3, X-Men, Fantastic Four. That's the stuff that's really got me on fire.
I can't believe that they're waiting. They're starting to tease, Fantastic Four and, quote, some mutants. If you saw the Comic-Con, they didn't say X-Men. They said some mutants. And I'm sitting there going, just say Namor. Just
say it. We know. We already know.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Two-Face and Dark Knight in the back of my head, just shaking. I'm going, say it! Say it!
And obviously, I've heard some things about Black Panther 2 saying that Killmonger would be back, but he would be in the spirit realm.
Yeah, spirit realm.
Oh,
and there would be some really cool interactions between them when he's planes walking, if you will.
You could cast Michael B. Jordan as the talking ant in a Pixar movie, and I'd go watch the fucking talking ant Pixar movie. Yeah, I love that guy. That guy can do no wrong. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Black Panther 2 for sure. The first one was just awesome. It's pure. It's going to be such a hit, man. This movie's going to make so much money.
They would have to try to fuck this up. Right. And let's be real. When they first announced Black Panther was coming into Civil War, I was like, dude, I'm so excited I get to see T'Challa, but
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna sell this.
Oh, well, they fucking sold it.
Because his backstory, and it wasn't a racial thing, I'm just thinking backstory.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like there's so
is
much world building.
So much to do. And they dodged bullets like it was the Matrix to set that up between Civil War and Black Panther. Like, by the time you see him in Infinity War, you're like, I don't know why he's the fucking man, but he is.
You know, people now have been desensitized to a lot of stuff. For example, the Wakanda world building, you can just roll with that and drop it on people, and they'll be cool with it. Like with Mysterio in Far From Home. Like, the fact that they can have a villain make holograms all over a city that looks like the city's destroyed, and the audience is just like, oh, yeah, sure, that works.
Yeah, no, we believe it. Suspension of disbelief.
The suspension of disbelief has came a long way since Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
Well, we had Guardians
do
of the
not
Galaxy.
invoke that movie.
Oh, yeah. But
say it 3
I
times.
believe that a radioactive spider can bite somebody and they don't die immediately and they get superpowers. But the moment he dances like Fred Astaire in a goth phase, they were like, this is too far, not my Spider-Man. And I gotta say, I'm normally not one for the cancel that shit type, but I was cancel that movie.
That was me with Dark Phoenix, for sure.
Oh, boy.
I have
So
not.
glad
I cannot
it's
force
over.
myself to watch it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Here's what's going to happen. They're not going to make an X-Men movie first. No. No, there will be mutants. I think that you could even see Storm in Black Panther 2 possibly as a small little thing.
That would be incredible.
Oh, I would be the happiest.
And I think you'll see a Wolverine movie. Just they go
They
straight
need
into
to let
it.
that shit alone for a while.
Yeah,
I don't think they
Logan,
can.
They need to let that shit alone.
The dollar, though, that's hanging up there with that Wolverine movie, people are like, man, that's a Wolverine
After
movie.
Dark Phoenix, they need to put X-Men on the shelf. Okay, back about 45 years ago, they Marvel shelved Fantastic Four for a few years, and everybody thought it was over Sony and Fox and all this other bullshit and the war for the property. No, the sales were horrible, and they waited that long until, okay, now people care again before they even talked about any of them. We could just do that with the X-Men and Fantastic Four movies. I'd be okay with that.
The F4 will be in first, though.
Fantastic Four will happen. I don't know what
Happen
Fantastic
fast.
Four will happen. Yeah, Fantastic Four will happen first.
That'll be the beginning of Phase 5, probably. And the fact that they're rebooting Inhumans.
Stop!
Okay, but just hear me out, man.
No! No!
You reboot it with the film, and then you got the Fantastic Four. It makes all the sense in the world now that you've got the Inhumans. It really does, I
The
promise.
people that want the Inhumans rebooted are the same people that haven't left their dorm room listening to the new Tool, trying to think that it spells out a secret puzzle with the floor plans of King Solomon's tomb.
More DMT, it will.
More DMT.
I promise.
Can we just get a button on the show for more DMT?
I need that and the Law and Order button. Dong dong every time somebody says something remotely nasty.
There was going on to the books now, because I think if
Oh.
you're talking about future movies, this guy has to get mentioned, and he's just destroying things. Apparently, in the X-Men books, I'm not reading yet.
Jonathan Hickman destroying things on X-Men right now. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of build-up for it, and it has not disappointed. I mean, it's the best X-Men comics I've read since 2004, since Whedon was doing Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah.
The X-Men have sucked for a while.
Well, they do not anymore. It is fucking awesome.
So backstory on Hickman a little bit. Hickman's big thing is building a universe and then blowing it to hell. Literally blowing it to hell. He did my favorite Avengers storyline, which was his entire run. It wasn't a single part of it. He wrote Avengers and New Avengers, and it was the build up to Doctor Doom becoming God and
Wars.
blowing
it was
up
the conversions.
he literally. Jonathan Hickman had background panels in the New Avengers that was just them sitting in a lab blowing up other multiverses, not just a planet in the multiverse, whole other fucking multiverses, and it's in the background while they're talking about what's the morality of this. And at one point, they don't even remember exactly why they're doing it. They just know it's for safety because fuck it, it's Jonathan Hickman. He basically, you call him in when the franchise is fucked. And if you were reading Avengers before Hickman got a hold of it, spoiler alert, you weren't. There was like their lowest selling title at the time for an A-list, and they're like, okay, well, the movies are out, we need a hit. Who are we gonna get? And like, it's like a fucking lone gunslinger appeared of Jonathan Hickman, just a giant smoke Undertaker entrance. And he just walks in, throws the trench coats down, and goes, boys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna murder everybody.
Well, when a comic hits a low point and a company gives a creator the keys to let him do what he wants to with the character without holding back, that's when the magic really happens.
Well, he also wanted to one-up, and they're friends. It's not like they're competition, but he wanted to one-up Jeff Johns for doing Flashpoint to DC to set up the New 52. From where Jeff Johns got to destroy DC for a month. And then there was weekly comics for everybody was doing
52.
in this, this other fucking universe. I bought every fucking one of those. Thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I bought everything in the Hickman run. But when he blew up the universe, we knew it was getting rebooted, and you knew some of these people were going to come back through the fucking portal.
Yeah.
But fuck, there's a comic in it called Thors.
Yeah, it's good. No,
Where
Secret Wars.
everybody is a Thor. Everybody's a Thor. It was like Oprah with cars. It was like, you get a hammer and you get a hammer.
Thor Corps.
Thor Corps.
They were the Green Lantern Corps, but with hammers.
And they took a shit on the Green Lantern Corps, but still made it like a detective comic. I was like, you guys are out of your mind. Who came up with this idea? And in the background, Jonathan Hickman, just sitting here, arms crossed, going, I came up with this narrative. Like, he wrote, an 8-issue miniseries for this. It was originally 7, and then he told Marvel, fuck you, I want another one. And then they wrote a joke comic, like a what-if comic. And one of them was a Hickman wrote, like it was old 90s panels of him making jokes about how pissed off Marvel was. They had to delay all of their shipments for 2 weeks because he wanted to stretch out the ending. And the ending was so good, Marvel said yes. But he rebooted not just the Avengers, everything in Marvel, which kind of sucks because now they reboot everything like every 6 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's that good. He saves a franchise.
He saved
the
the Fantastic Four.
He saved Fantastic Four. But what's he doing with X-Men?
Well, there's currently 2 books going on. You got House of X and you got Powers of 10.
What's the difference?
House of X is dealing mainly in present time. Powers of 10 deals with the first year of the X-Men, the 10th year of the X-Men, 100 and up to 1,000. So it goes way, way the fuck off into the future.
Oh, so he's not just doing standard Hickman crazy, like waiting for it, like out the gate. He's full DMT.
100%. There's charts everywhere, graphs. Moira McTaggart, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who's not read it because it's an awesome discovery when you're reading it, but she has been revealed to be a massively important character.
My understanding of it is that he's like became the Grant Morrison of Marvel right now. Because he's going
he's
full
the ringer.
crazy fucking timelining shit.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ideas of Grant Morrison, but I'm never a big fan of Grant Morrison's execution, honestly. I think you get 2 or 3 good issues out of that guy, and then he just goes down the shitter on drug tangents. It's craziness.
He
but
does. He
Hickman
can.
has the writing skills that Morrison does not.
Yeah. Hickman is writing heady things in this. It's extremely... At first I thought not for casuals, and then I was like, oh, wait, now it would be for casuals because it sucks you in with this very big mystery. And you kind of watch it unfold through 2 separate books. Mm-hmm. You're like, am I here? Okay, this 10-year thing, is that now or is that 10 years from now?
A lot of mysteries.
And you're seeing all this. It has to do with Krakoa. It has to do with Apocalypse in the future, fighting with his new... what would you call him? His new horsemen. I won't spoil who they are, but that's an awesome discovery as well. All the way up, that's the Nimrod part, and then you go past that into the whole. I'm not going to spoil that either, but a very strange world 1,000 years from now. That everything has changed drastically. It seems like everyone's a mutant almost, or something.
It sounds like if I was a casual, this would be easier for me to get into because it's not immediately 50 years of X-Men history, and I have to know who fucked who.
You don't need to know anything.
And it's
Okay,
almost
good.
a clean start of sorts.
So that's a strong recommendation.
Yeah, strong. It's too strong. I have friends who are literally like, I've not been this happy since the 90s.
Absolutely.
Well, mark my words, as the MCU keeps building, they're going to want to do Secret Wars.
They will.
They
already do.
And the Russo brothers have already said, if you want us back, we want to do Secret Wars. So they're
And
going to have to
Marcus-
start bringing in Doom and do that shit.
And Marcus McFeely. And let's face it, dude, we're getting Doom.
One of the most important villains of all Marvel, maybe the most important.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Casting and reverse casting. Who's your Doom?
Who's my Doom? Wow.
Me and CK play this game like every time we hang out of Who's Your Doom.
I suck.
Did you ever read... Okay, in Wizard Magazine back in the 90s, there was a thing called Roll Call. And they would talk about...
Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be the name of this segment.
Yeah. This is a backwards roll call. In the 90s, that one was... they would fan cast characters. And sometimes we'll do it in reverse, like instead of... Sometimes we'll do from the character, and sometimes we'll go from... You pick an actor and say, okay, well, who would he play? But today, it's definitely who do we cast as Doom? And I think Well, yeah.
The fearless network leader Chase Dyer just wrote Keanu equal Doom on the wall. That's going to be our reverse casting now. We're done with this.
I can't argue with
Keanu.
it. There's John Hamm, like we've talked about.
John Hamm. It's John Hamm. Like it's got to be John Hamm.
That would be perfect.
Or Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. And, I know that it's a bit of a... I know it's
Chase just erased Keanu equal Doom off the wall.
people say, but that's a race switch up. And, he's in a metal fucking mask. So, yeah, you'll see him for like 5 minutes as Victor Von Doom. And have you ever seen him blown up, like the whole side of his face gone? I can show that. He looks great without a face. I'll just tell you. That actor looks good without a face.
No, if we could cut right there and play Billy Idol's Eyes Without a Face.
But yeah, I like Giancarlo Esposito, yeah.
Who's your She-Hulk?
Oh, man. Shayna Baszler from NXT.
Oh, damn.
If I knew anything about wrestling.
Oh, damn. It's so good.
Sorry if you don't know who that is, but that's who I'm going with.
Oh
She's badass.
If she was in the cast of How I Met Your Mother, maybe I'd know her. I don't know.
You gotta have someone tough, right?
Oh, damn. Nice.
You can take it. If it's that good, take it.
No, I'm not taking it.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
The woman that plays Rosita in or Rosa in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, damn.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's a nice runner-up for mine. I'll take it.
Because me and my girlfriend have been She-Hulk casting, and she had it beat with Michelle Rodriguez
That was mine.
until we saw a meme of them making Rosa like just painted green as She-Hulk, and we're like, yeah, Detective Rosa Diaz, played by who? What's her name?
She is fantastic on that show.
How tall is she?
She's amazing. She's very tall.
Yeah,
I'm not even trying to say that last name.
Stephanie Beatrice.
Okay,
Could be
thank you.
Beatrice?
Beatrice, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, she's fucking perfect.
I could see that.
Yeah, no, she's great. And she's very tall. And that girl right there can get jacked.
She's already pretty jacked.
Yeah,
though.
but she can get jacked.
Yeah, she can get a little.
I can see her. I'm like, yeah, she'll be fine.
There's a guy holding a Bang energy drink in his hand, like he's sponsored by it. Yeah, we can get her in the
Right.
gym. We're gonna pump her up.
That's what they're gonna do. If they pick her, and I do like that the best. I like Michelle Rodriguez just because, man, I just love her. She's my go-to tough girl. She really just always brings it and has this like ferocity that even if she's in something shitty, like the first Resident Evil movie, she's so much fun. Like, just so much fun.
I was hoping we'd be able to do it with Blade, but they already cast him.
Oh, well, they picked a good one. Oscar award-winning actor.
And also a nice middle finger to the Netflix universe not being a part of the MCU.
Right. The best villain, second best maybe in some circles, was Cottonmouth, because a lot of people say Purple Man, and that's hard to argue.
I'm going Purple Man. Purple Man all the way.
Yep. But yeah, really good villain. And Mahershala Ali is awesome. Green Book was good, so yeah.
So who do you cast Keanu as?
Man, there's a long list. Adam Warlock would not be shabby.
Yeah, but there's strings attached to that. Adam Warlock's in Guardians 3, and they're not doing any version of him as the Jesus figure that he is in the comics, because that's Disney's big no-no, is no actual religion.
But I wanna.
I'd be cool with him being Adam Warlock. I mean, he's a hard guy to cast in the MCU because the roles that he'd be really good at I take him as Doom. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's
you're
got,
right.
I mean, like, Chase. Now that Chase has mentioned that, I can't unsee it.
Yeah, it is kind of perfect.
I mean, it just sits there like, oh, he's just gonna exude so much
Whoa,
stillness.
You want to go to Latveria? I would have taken him for Moon Knight.
Yeah, hey, he could still do it, man. I mean, that guy's.
He's not gonna do a fucking.
I don't know
Disney
about that,
Plus
man.
show.
I mean, those other guys are getting. They're not low level actors either.
And they're not low level getting paid
fucking
either.
Keanu.
No, that's what I'm saying. But Disney's throwing so much money at this thing to kill Netflix because the streaming wars have begun.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And you know what's gonna be sad is, like, okay, my daughter's 9 right now, so by the time she's in college, Dad, you want to see this movie about the streaming wars? No, honey, I survived it.
I remember before every store was named Disney.
Yeah, 75-year-old Trent Reznor will be doing the documentary score.
You guys want to rent something off Disney? Dad, that's all we got. Everything's Disney now. Don't you remember the franchise wars? Right after that, President Arnold Schwarzenegger was put into office. You don't remember that?
Since Disney bought Taco Bell, everything's all Demolition Man on this bitch.
I'm just saying. I was getting you guys there. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm pitching 3 seashells. Fuck.
You know, I bought the fucking book for Demolition Man and read the entire book to see if they explain the 3 seashells.
No.
It's on the last 2 pages.
Really?
After they're walking out of the rubble, and Sandra Bullock's character whispers how they work into his ear, and he goes, "Oh, that's how they work. It's incredible," and it never fucking tells you.
That's the best thing ever, though.
I saved you 3 hours of your life right
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. Because I as much as I like that movie, and I like it a lot, that's probably one of my favorite villains of all time is Wesley Snipes in that movie. Simon Phoenix.
I kind of want to go a different way with Keanu, though. Like, if like sound like Doom's been mentioned, like, make him a villain.
No. I don't think he'd do it.
I'd watch a Keanu Craven flick.
I think right now that Keanu has such a good agent that he's making him a hero everywhere he goes.
Keanu's got... This is how rich and influential Keanu Reeves has really became. He found the other part of Wild Stallions, called a studio, and said, "We're making Bill and Ted 3." And they said, "Yes, Keanu, please just keep making John Wick. You can do with this as you may." And they all just laid down and kneeled before him.
Yeah, because Alexander Winters has basically just done some producing on some lower budget stuff.
And
a few
documentaries.
films. Yeah,
Like, he's been doing a lot of documentaries.
But it's not like he just, like, went to a trailer and disappeared. Like, he's still been doing Hollywood.
He was still an easy call, though.
Yeah.
I mean...
It wasn't like, somebody find Alex now.
You know, as soon as he heard that, he just ran into his wife and went, "We're getting the band back together. Wild Stallions!"
She just shook her head and she was like, "Oh, God, your career is killing me."
I know we're getting near the end here, but since we're hitting on D23, I did want to get one last little comment in here. My comment is, welcome back, Star Wars. I'm excited about Star Wars again, man. I got to tell you, between The Mandalorian, the Obi show, and the episode 9 trailer, I'm feeling the hype on it. It's feeling good again.
I'm glad that they're letting Ewan McGregor redeem himself.
Yep.
Because he didn't fuck anything up.
Hello
Right?
there.
Nope.
You know? He didn't really... People still complain about that. And I'm like, he didn't write that.
No.
You know that.
He nailed it for what he was given,
He
for
was
sure.
great in it. Great. He's the
Except
best actor
for when
in that
he
movie.
said speciality or whatever. I would have throat fucked him with a tauntaun right there. No.
Oh, God, that's hard to do, I think. I don't know. I've never seen a tauntaun dick. Now I need to know.
Red Rocket.
Pull
Red
that shit up.
Rocket.
No, just kidding.
8chan tauntaun dick search.
Oh, we found it.
We got
It's
it.
awful. Okay, anyway.
And why is Piper Perry beside it?
It's dripping green milk. That makes you see that Luke Skywalker scene real different.
Oh, boy.
I was gonna eat dinner with my daughter after this, but now she's just going through a drive-thru.
Get what you want. But yeah, Star Wars is back. The Mandalorian looks amazing,
It really
and I'm
does.
super psyched that not only that, like I said the other night, but that Bill Burr is a gunslinging badass
So cool.
in the movie. Part of the crew with IG-38 is this one?
I didn't hear the designation.
I believe his name may be 38.
It
It's
looks
not
awesome
IG-88,
regardless.
but it's an IG.
I like
Bravo-
Bill
Bravo.
Burr has hit that level of fame too, where they go, "Dude, how do we attract more nerds to watch this?"
Carl Weathers.
Bill Burr.
Oh, I was just saying both. Yeah, like Action Jackson's in it too. So
That's
and
awesome.
Werner Herzog
Wonder her.
playing the role made for him.
I think my favorite thing about that crazy fucker is that he doesn't own any mirrors. He refuses to look at himself
Obviously.
in the mirror because he thinks that he knows what he looks like because he watches his performances.
You look crazy.
I'm
man.
like, you sound as crazy as you look, homie. There you go.
You look like Mozart. So that's a thing.
He looks like he doesn't look like he should be teaching a master class. He looks like the dude that owns the master class company.
He just buys really expensive art. That's the only time he comes out of his office.
Rise of the Skywalker is what's got me tripped up because
looks great.
of Darkseid Ray. That
Darth
better
Ray.
not be a fucking. Ooh, look at that's a delusion. No, I've
No.
wanted since Force Awakens for Rey to fall to the fucking dark side and for Kylo to get redemption for killing his dad.
And
I want it so bad.
She's definitely a clone, right?
That's what I'm thinking. It seems like a clone. There was a lot of clues in Last Jedi when she was down in that cave. You saw the endless line of all the rays, and she wanted to see her parents, and she saw herself. So I've always suspected there can be some clone shenanigans going on with her. We know from some of the older extended universe books, Palpatine has always had a plan where he's had clone tanks lying around. When he dies, he'll go into her next clone body. We could be looking at a scenario like that.
Like Rey with 3 Ys. Luke.
I'm glad you remember that. That has always cracked me up.
Luke. The clone of Luke Skywalker.
We're talking about an old school trilogy following the original Star Wars movies where there was a clone of Luke Skywalker, and to differentiate that version of him in the book, he was spelled with 2 U's.
Luke. It's like Bruce Lee. But it looks great.
The Swiss Army Sith blade.
I was about to bring that up, man. I was like, that's the best gif. Like, I was like, it's coming. It's going to get memed. And I was like, bring it.
I'm in the minority that loved Last Jedi. All right, like, it's my favorite under fucking Empire. I loved it.
Wow.
The franchise is at its best when it takes risks, and that was a very risky take. And it felt more like a Star Wars movie to me than Force Awakens. I liked it a lot. The lightsaber fights were fucking dope.
Oh, and that one scene in the throne room.
Yeah, like Luke Skywalker basically
so
being a Force god.
Awesome.
And I loved it.
People were like, there was just no fun. It wasn't a fun Star Wars movie. You know what other Star Wars movie wasn't fun? Empire Strikes Back. There was no fun.
That was not a feel-good movie. And when it came out, too, if you go back and read old reviews of Empire, people complained about it. They're like, this is not a feel-good movie.
Scared my kids.
Like, well, fuck your kids. Your
kids hated Batman Returns. They love Batman Returns, too, and it freaked you out. Fuck you.
Yeah, like, if your kid's life is going good enough to where Empire or Last Jedi is scared, fuck your kid. Your kid needs to be a little bit more scared. Like,
Come on, show him Gremlins. Let's go.
Oh, Gremlins.
You know, fucking take your kid to eat at the fucking deli in the crack district in your neighborhood and just let the locals scare him, and then watch Empire and tell me how scary that is. It's not. It's not. It's not at all.
The only thing I didn't like about that movie, honestly, is the Canto Fight scenes are weird to me, and the cell phone joke at the beginning. Even though that's funny, when he's talking to General Hux, I'm still like, has the movie started yet, or is this like one of those funny skits they do before a movie?
It fits the character for Poe perfectly.
It does, but like he wouldn't be saying that shit.
Yeah, he would.
I don't know.
That was a jackass. That's why I like him.
I know, but like the way he said it was like I'm making a prank phone call, and I don't know.
In Force Awakens, you're like, he's going to be our new Han Solo, and after Last Jedi, I'm like, no, you're just a jackass.
Well, now he looks like Nathan Drake. So I mean, that whole outfit he's got on in the Last Jedi trailer.
Is Tom Holland really doing Nathan Drake?
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah.
Oh God.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah, no, thanks.
In the Rise of Skywalker trailer, though, he looks like Nathan Drake. I mean, that's what he's wearing his outfit. I like the fact that trailer didn't show a lot. Star Wars is good at that.
We don't know shit. Good.
I don't know anything. I
don't want to see any more trailers. I don't want to see anything else. I'm done.
I don't want to see any more things that look like a giant laser beam striking the ground, because so help me, if they have Death Star Part 4, I will get up, I leave the theater, fuck it, I'm out.
It's just
Hey,
gonna be like,
I agree with that. Too many Death Stars.
too many
Death Stars, too many. And with that, I guess this door plugs out.
wrap it up.
Normally, I'd be like, let's put in something we're excited for, but that was the last hour of our lives.
pretty much excited about all this.
Yeah. This
Hype
is a really
train.
good time. Like, you're living in the golden age of nerdom right now. You really fucking are. Like, it's not my Joker. It's not my... Shut up. Nobody asked you. Nobody fucking... My favorite one, this would be my plug out, is stop complaining about the new Joker movie. Because, hey, if the Joker was real, he would be glad that you're complaining. You'd be falling right into the plan. B, don't complain that it's not my Joker. Heath Ledger, I know you don't want to hear this, is only so revered because he's dead. Yeah. He was an anarchist in clown paint that was in a movie for 9.5 minutes and did an awesome job in that 9.5 minutes. But if you can say that this isn't your Joker, I can do that to him. Because you know who has 2 hours of fucking screen time in this movie? Joaquin Phoenix, mic drop, cock slap, boom, boom. Just stop with this shit. It's not my Joker. The movie's not even out yet. You don't fucking know. But there's new Batman. There's no Batman in a lot of Joker storylines. Read the books first. And he didn't drop him into a vat of acid. All right, I have a shelf in my house of nothing but graphic novels made by DC and limited comps of shit made by DC that are all different versions of a short-run Joker.
Elseworlds movie, man.
Right.
This is Elseworlds.
That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, it's not tied to the rest of the franchise. They've already admitted it. Stop trying to find Easter eggs that it sets up Jerks. Fuck you.
Wait, Joaquin Phoenix is going to do a fucking sequel? Are you kidding? He dies at the end of this, I bet.
And if you really want to, and if you really want to complain about Todd Phillips directing this, since he, did the Hangover movies, two things. Martin Scorsese was the producer on this because of the influence the movie has
Even
from
though he
Taxi
did have to
Driver.
leave, he was there for the first half.
Yeah, he also left on his own volition.
Yeah.
He wasn't
nothing bad.
But he was advised to make sure that it wasn't too much like King of Comedy or Taxi Driver. Mm-hmm. But when he left, he said, "There's nothing that I can add to this that Todd Phillips hasn't already done." He understands the mind of a psychopath. Do you want to know why, ladies and gentlemen? This is JC's little final thought for his segment here. Todd Phillips' first movie was the G.G. Allen documentary.
I did not know that. Holy
Hated in America
shit.
is a Todd Phillips film. If you don't know who G.G. Allen is, that's a very, very, very dead naked man covered in prison tattoos who used to play in what you can loosely call punk rock bands. Has he ate shit on stage, his own shit, literally actually pooped and ate it, rolled in it, self-mutilated himself, you name it. You can't believe that he died of a heroin overdose. I know, because he sounds like the pinnacle of fitness. But
get out.
Google him with safe search on.
Or don't, actually. Just don't Google him at all.
Just watch the trailer on YouTube for Hated in America, the G.G. Allen documentary, and then go, oh, that's why he understands You don't have to watch the full movie. Just watch the trailer and know that he was friends with G.G. Allen for 2.5 years.
That's good enough.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's good to go.
My outgoing segment, usually what I try to do is I give a recommendation with a little review of something that's going on right now. And mine is definitely this week, The Boys. It's the Amazon original. If you've not seen it, and I know a lot of people have, but if you haven't, treat yourself to that. It's the RoboCop of our times. I've said that, and I mean it.
Peter Weller?
No, no, Carl Urban. Carl Urban puts on a stellar performance. The cast is phenomenal. It feels like a heavy budget show, and it is. Amazon came out swinging, and the social commentary in it's so perfect. How superheroes are a brand, and they're being used to basically be the celebrities of the world. And there are hundreds of superheroes. Each city gets certain superheroes. There's a company that owns the superheroes named Vought. And it's phenomenal. It's better than the comic book, and I love the comic book with Garth Ennis.
Wow,
I love it.
Better than the comic, you say?
The pacing of the show,
it's on my short list,
makes it better. It actually does, and everybody I've talked to is like, I liked it better than the comic too.
So I need to go hang out with a friend with Amazon Prime.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. It's 8 episodes. It doesn't take a long time. You can binge it.
Now taking applications for a friend.
It is.
Double that if you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Hit up JC. He needs to watch The Boys. Where's your Amazon Prime? We'll just do like Netflix and borrow everyone's passwords from everyone else. And watch The Boys. I'm not going to spoil anything more. I feel bad about it. But yeah, a lot of Me Too stuff. They handle it well.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, it's the RoboCop of our times. If you get what I mean thematically.
Right.
It feels like the things that were being said during RoboCop when Verhoeven was trying to convey the feeling of 80s America and Reaganomics. This feels like
about that for a whole podcast.
Yeah,
really.
I could. But yeah, so check out The Boys. This has been CK.
Well, for me, guys, I've got to say, I know everyone's loving the Marvel movies. We're excited about the TV show, but the Marvel comics right now are just really on fire for me. War of the Realms, Absolute Carnage, Hickman's X-Men, Immortal Hulk. I mean, it's really a golden age going on over Marvel right now. So if you don't read comics and you like the Marvel shows, the Marvel movies, find your ass a comic shop and pick up some of these books, because we're really living a new golden age of Marvel comics right now.
What's Immortal Hulk?
Oh my God!
It's David Cronenberg.
It's a horror story. It's one of the most shocking Marvel comics I've ever read. It's a gore comic, essentially.
Can I come over to your place and read Immortal Hulk?
Yes, absolutely.
I can also send you Immortal Hulk.
It's essentially discovered that Bruce Banner can die, but the Hulk cannot. So if Bruce Banner gets killed, he wakes back up in the morgue as the Hulk. And it really harkens back to the original Dark Days of the Hulk, where it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. He comes out at night. The Hulk's vindictive and cruel. It's really awesome.
He is Unhinged.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're into the wrestling world, the little nerdy wrestling talk, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, I watched All In's pay-per-view last night. It's fantastic.
It's amazing.
If you've heard about these guys, up and coming and passing, find it out. It's going to be awesome. They're going to be having a live show on TNT in October, so I'm excited about that as well. And I don't know. It's been a good time.
Yep. Well, those are your hosts. I'm JC. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this makes the air